Well, I guess that's another year over then, eh? So I thought for the final episode of 2024, I'd box off this Q&A video that I've promised to do for a while now. So if you're new here, I'm Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors. And if you're not new here, then welcome black and white and everything in between. I asked for your questions on YouTube as well as over on Instagram. I won't go too deep because there is quite a lot of questions. We'll see how we get on. I don't want this to go on for too long. So the first question is, Liam, that's me. How many countries have you been to? How many countries have I been to? Not very many, to be honest. Obviously England, because I live in England. Wales, Scotland, France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Netherlands and Morocco. First time going to Africa with this year. So yeah, only 9 countries. So hopefully I will expand on that throughout next year. What's the worst piece of shit kit you wish you never had spent money on? Will you ever go back to the Hidden Valley in the Highlands? In brackets, not during mid-season. Oh man, I got absolutely annihilated by those little buggers. So worst piece of kit, I don't know, to be honest. I've been quite lucky with most of the kit that I've bought has served a purpose and done well. I guess I could say that Cloud Peak 2 tent, because that's one of the only bits of gear that I've bought that's actually failed. I don't like hating on that tent because it is a good tent and a lot of people use it, but the zip broke, so yeah, anyway. And will I go back to the Midge Valley? So that's the Hidden Valley in Glencoe. I would absolutely love to go back there, especially in winter. Like you say, without the midges, I may have to add that to the list in the very near future. Back up to Scotland, it is a long drive, mind you, but it's worth it, as long as you can go there for a couple of days. What about rats? What about them? The worst place you have had to go for a number 2? Are these the sort of level questions I'm getting already? So the worst place is probably anywhere outside that has to be done in daylight. I think I were on the, I don't need to go into too many details, do I? I were on the Calderdale Way a couple of years ago. It was broad daylight. Luckily I had a nice little wall to hide behind. Next question, man. Do you like fruit platter? God, these questions are deep, aren't they? Yeah, I love fruit platter. I'll just sit you down there for a minute. Move some of this garnish. So yeah, I do love fruit platter. That's why I buy them. And I'm not the healthiest of eaters. Why did I just sit down on a piss wet fruit bench? Hold that thought. Can we put the bag down? And sit on the bag? I guess we can. Still recording there, yeah? Yep. Right, so what was that? Do you like fruit platter? Yeah, obviously. When are you taking your sister back out on a camp? Well, it won't be for a while because I have got some fantastic news that only last week at the time of recording, I became an uncle. Sick is that, eh? So in the future, you never know, I'll have my little nephew coming on a camp if she'll let me bring him. But yeah, so that's why she's not been out on any hiking and camping, as you can imagine. But maybe in the summer, we'll see. I'm a very little non-YouTube channel. Non-YouTube channel. I'm a very little non-YouTube channel. Do you feel you lose the love of the moment just to get a shot or a bit? My best bits, I'm just feeling it, hence I don't do long vids. I don't really know any difference, just based on the fact that my first ever solo wild camp, I filmed it, and I've more or less filmed every one ever since. So no, I really like the making the video part of it just as much as actual getting out on a hike. Do you plan on setting yourself any challenges for 2025, i.e. walk and camp UK 15 national parks, camp on 12 highest peaks in the UK, 10 tours of Dartmoor? You get the idea. So I do plan on setting some challenges. I won't be revealing them in this video because I like the videos to be a bit of a surprise. So like 1 week I'm here, next week bang, is in Morocco doing tube call or whatever. I feel like if you sort of reveal it early, don't know, it just takes a bit of that surprise element out of it, which is what I like for you guys to see. But yeah, 10 tours of Dartmoor. I'd like to say I'm going to go to Dartmoor this year. I think I definitely want to go to the Brecon Beacons and I definitely want to go to Dartmoor. So they could be on the same sort of trip. I know Dartmoor's no swearing today. I know Dartmoor is a mission and a half. But I could sort of break it up by going to Brecon Beacons first for a night, driving rest at way, etc. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do plan on setting myself some challenges. Do you ever think you will go old school and learn to navigate with map and compass, or are you committed to tech? I really would like to learn, but even if I learn, I still don't think I'd end up taking a different map for every trail that I do. Do you know what I mean? So it's all right knowing how to read the maps, but you've got to have a map for every area that you do. And I just feel like it is easier on the phone. But obviously in that scenario when your phone lets you down or whatever, you break your phone, crack your screen, signal goes, stranded in the middle of nowhere, waiting to die, I guess you'd wish you'd learned how to read a map. Yeah, I think I need to learn how to read a map. What would your character be called in Last of the Summer Wine? I've never seen Last of the Summer Wine, so I ain't got a clue. I guess it'd just be called Liam, wouldn't it? You got a SoundCloud, pal? No, I ain't, and quite a few people ask about the music in the videos. I make all the beats and the instrumentals and just the music in general that are in my videos, but I don't have anywhere that they're all accessible to listen to. So maybe in the future I'll sort something out. Who's your favourite Celtic player? Is it bad that I don't really know any Celtic players? That's bad, that, innit? I'm going to say Roy Keane, because he once played for him. Ever fancied doing an overnight camp in the worst rated tent and gear? Yeah, I would do that. I like them sort of videos, them sort of challenges. I don't really do them, but it'd be something I'd be happy to try do. I might have to get that boxed off. What's the biggest disaster that's befallen you on one of your adventures? So I'll go straight back to when that tent failed. Cloud Peak 2, top of Green Gable, middle of winter, snow on ground, rain coming down, snow coming down, hectic, freezing, tent broke, got dark. I'd say that's a bit of a disaster. What was the spark that got you interested in posting YouTube videos? So the spark came before I even got into wild camping. So I was hoping to do something on YouTube, whether that be football related, car related. I just wanted to do something involving YouTube. And luckily I found hiking and camping, and they just aligned together. I didn't even know there was a big wild camping scene on YouTube. And here we are. Have you plans to explore any new different areas of the UK in 2025? Love your channel and I appreciate a shout out for mine. Well, thank you. So a shout out for his. He is Adventure Dave. I will have put every comment up on screen as well, just so people can see who's posted them. It saves me butchering people's names. So yeah, big shout out to Adventurer Dave. I'm glad you're loving the channel, mate. Really appreciate it. And yeah, I've got plans for different areas in the UK. I want to go to areas that I've not been to before, as well as bagging some of those Wainwrights in Lake District, finally chipping away at them, see how many we can get done, as well as going back up to Scotland, over to Wales, etc. Which other YouTubers do you enjoy? Outdoor and non-outdoors related. I think you'd be class at no money type challenges like GeoWizard. So GeoWizard is a boss, what a channel that is. And I like the good old classics. I still watch Paul Messner's videos. I like watching Girl Outdoors and Jake's Journey Mate. I like watching East Anglian Bushcraft, all those guys. There's so many, I can't start naming them because I'll forget. I like watching Hell on Earth, sick channel. I like watching Outdoor Boys, probably the best outdoor YouTube channel going. What else do I like? I don't know, there's so many, so I don't want to like forget to mention them and then people are like, argh. I don't actually watch that many, to be honest, just because when you make videos so much yourself every week, you spend a lot of time editing, you spend a lot of time outdoors, rest of the time you spend working or whatever, you just don't have as much time. I like watching car videos, football videos, music videos, any music videos that are like Beatles related and music production videos. I like stuff like that. It's good to take yourself away from the outdoor scene when you're not doing the outdoor stuff yourself, if that makes sense. Would you like to hike camp in Canada? If so, do you know where you would go? We have lots of choices. I haven't got a clue where I would go, so if you can put some recommendations in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. I would love to go to Canada. It's a mission, innit? That'd be the furthest I have gone by a long way, but I'd certainly be up for that. I don't know how I'd feel about the bears and all that tackle. A lot more to worry about over there, isn't there? You ever run out of bog roll and have to use grass? Every day, mate. Sometimes camping, sometimes at home. Any future plans for hiking abroad next year? Yeah, I have. I've got plans. I've got nothing set in stone yet. Just dropped my water bottle in mud. How do you manage that? Dirty git. Yeah, I've got plans for next year, but I can say I've got nothing booked. But I've got a list of stuff that I may do. or want to do, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll play it by ear and we'll see what we can get done. So yeah, you will find me abroad next year. I hope so anyway. I'll be gutted if I don't end up going abroad. So I think I'll just put you there a second, just while I sort myself out. Oh shit. Right, you're there. Just sort myself out. This sort of video is for the OGs, the ones that are more likely to stick around. The production value ain't going to be up there. It's going to be more of a one take Timmy with just a few chops in between the questions. So I think we shall carry on walking for a bit, because I'm getting a bit nippy there. By the way, I'm at Ogden Water. It's like a nature reserve near my house, not too far from me. So if I spin you around, it's like a little resi, bit of a woodland, and then you can actually do like a circular walk. So I'm just going to do that today. Hey Liam, loving your work. A while ago you mentioned you'd asked your boss if you could work fewer hours to make more YouTube videos. How did that go? Well, I did drop hours. I am now down to 3 days a week in the day job, 24 hours a week, which is good for me. And how my shift patterns work is perfect for making videos and that. So yeah, I've dropped the hours. I can't say I've been able to make more YouTube videos. Yeah, so the quantity may not necessarily increase, but hopefully the quality will, apart from this video. But don't worry about that. Do you have any interest in completing any of the US Triple Crown long distance trails? AT, PCT, CDT. That is a big one, and those are big trails. I have no plans to complete them, but I would like to, I guess. I'm still only young, relatively young. Plenty of time to do stuff like that. So for the future, I guess it's a possibility. Just have to see, won't we? Just started my YouTube channel. Only the one video so far. Any tips on how to grow the channel? If you were to start over, would you do anything different? If I was to start over again, I wouldn't do anything different. And my only advice is to just be yourself, make the videos that you want to make, and be consistent with that. If you're not getting the views, just keep going. Keep putting videos out. I'd like to say, pick a time of the week and a day and just sort of stick to it. I feel like that has benefited this channel because people know when to expect a video. It puts that pressure on you, but that good pressure. Pressure is a privilege. If you can have pressure to get something done, you know people are waiting, you know people are wanting to watch, then it makes you even more motivated to do it. Well, it does for me anyway. Obviously, some people might think, oh, not that many people are watching. I don't really need to put a video out this week. But that should mean, come on, put more effort into doing it. Get that video out every single week. And I know people are a lot more busier than I am, as in like they've got family commitments, they'll work 40-hour work weeks. Some people work 6 days a week. And if that is you, then maybe commit to doing one video every other week and just stick to it for as long as you can. If you can't stick to it, you can't commit to it, don't promise it, because there's a lot of YouTube channels that are like, weekly videos this time of week or whatever. People might head to your channel at a certain time of week and think, right, this guy puts a video out now. You sit down to watch it, you're waiting for 7 o'clock or whatever, no video. Then you're sort of letting people down a little bit. I don't know. Mate, basically, just make what you want to make, put it out when you want to put it out. But if you want to gain momentum, be consistent. Consistency is key. This would have been better to ask around Halloween, but have you had any paranormal or odd things happen while camping? I'd like to say I had, but I don't think I have. I've been up Ben Macdouey, which was supposedly Britain's most haunted mountain. Didn't get to see the Grey Man, so no, nothing paranormal. What's your job, mate, and do you hope to pack it in and go full-time YouTube one day if possible? My job is a delivery driver for a supermarket, working 3 days a week, 24 hours. And yeah, I guess I'd like to pack it in eventually, but I really do enjoy that job. I don't actually mind it, it's chilling. You sort of, obviously not your own boss, but once you've gone to the store for a little bit, loaded your van, you're just out on the road, keeping yourself to yourself. I get to listen to podcasts, meet all different customers and that. And yeah, I don't mind it. It's a decent job. But yeah, obviously one day, I hope to be doing this full time. It is weird because I'm not actually that far off being able to do it full time. I've had jobs in the past with less income than what we're currently getting off YouTube right now. The problem is the longevity and the sustainability of that income on YouTube. You don't know when it could drop off. People could lose interest and just stop watching the videos. Sometimes channels get to a certain point where they hit their audience, and if you continue doing the same thing, the audience will slowly go down, which is why I try to switch it up. I do little different videos every now and then, even though they might not get as many views as the standard videos that people come to expect on this channel. So say like when I did the car camping challenge, I don't expect people that are interested in just hiking, camping, putting a tent up to enjoy that video just as much. But it's worth me doing because I wanted to do that video, and just to spread the horizon a little bit, get a few new people involved in the channel. Just like when I did the van camping, the van life video in Scotland the other week. Same again, that brought new people to the channel that may be interested in van life and only van life. So they might not watch the camping videos. So I guess as long as I keep sort of refreshing it over time so you guys don't get bored, eventually we will get there where we'll have enough of a core audience to be able to make some decent dough off this, and then ultimately make a living off this. But like I say, I do enjoy my job, but yeah, eventually we will be doing this full time. Who and what inspired you to go on this U-char? What's U-char? Who or what inspired you to go on this YouTube/outdoor influencer journey? Hey up, influencer, eh? No one in particular, but what inspired me? I guess just the thought of freedom, not having to work for somebody else, being able to just go traveling, filming, and just do things at your own pace and just make your own money, if that makes sense. I know we're a bit of a slave to YouTube. Obviously, if YouTube shut down tomorrow, I'd be f***ed. But I guess my biggest sort of inspiration or influence to actually go outdoors would have been my dad, because he was the one that took me to the woods and that camping as a kid. Would you ever come to New Zealand? Cheers for the videos, lad. Same again, man. Like with those other ones in America and Canada. It's just a mission, innit? But yeah, I'd love to. Any UK-based long-distance walks planned? Could we see a Land's End to John O'Groats one day? Genuinely, I'd like to say I will do that, but it'd probably be after I've left my job, because that takes some dedication. Literally takes months. So then that brings me on to what would I do with the weekly videos. I wouldn't ever want to take 3 months out or whatever, not doing any content. So I'd have to work doubly hard to get ahead by that many months. But we'll see. Like I said, it won't be for a while, because it won't be until I've left my day job. If money was no object, what would your big 3 be? Tent, sleeping bag and backpack, summer and winter. That's 2 questions. That's hard to answer because I've not really thought about it. I would love another Hilleberg tent, like a 2-person winter tent. I know I've got my solo. Sorry for this angle. I'm just sorting this camera out. I know I've got the solo for the bad weather camps, as in like high wind and all that stuff. But it'd be nice to have another Hilleberg where maybe that little bit more room for winter, so a 2-man, not that 4-man that I've got, the Caron 4 GT. Obviously that's decent and that, but a little bit too big to be carting about up mountains. Basically something that's light enough to carry up mountains and that, but a bit bigger than my solo, so a 2-man tent. Sleeping bag, I guess I'd just go on the RAB website or something and find the highest warmth to weight ratio bag possible. This is if money wasn't an issue anyway. Some of those bags are hella expensive, but look, can I just spin you around here? I've never seen one like that. Look at that. Little handhole. Lift it up. That's class, that. Let's go in here for a bit. go have a mooch about in here. And backpacks, I think I've got all the backpacks that I need. Maybe, we'll see. I say that, I'll end up with another one eventually. And then summer kit, I've got my Bonfuss Duos 2P. So until that breaks, if that breaks, I'm happy with that one, I guess. Is there a YouTuber who inspired you to start making your own videos? All the best, Lee. No, not a single YouTuber. I guess it'd be an accumulation of a few YouTubers, or just the fact that you can actually make videos and put them on YouTube was enough to make me think, yeah, let's give that a go. To be honest, the thought of it, if you go back and watch my first video, I had no confidence talking to the camera. I'm certainly not the most confident person in like a social situation and stuff, but when it's just me rambling on, talking to you guys on camera, that's when I'm in my element, I guess. Would you ever do another roundabout camp? Never say never. I can't really say that they are the most entertaining videos for me to make, but still good fun. How do you keep up with personal hygiene on multi-day trips? How do I keep up with my personal hygiene on everyday life, mate? Just washing and that. Love your vids, mate. You are smashing it. Thank you. Really appreciate that. When I go on any long distance trips, I buy one of those bottles. I think they buy a Seed to Summit, and it's like an all-in-one face wash, hair wash, body wash, all that stuff. And you can wash your clothes with it as well. It's literally like an all-in-one. But yeah, I just use that. Baby wipes are good just for washing and wiping about. Two things, haha. Do you ever get a bit scared doing any of the camps? I was a bit para for you in Morocco, and are you gonna do any more Scotland trips? First of all, the second part of that question, 100% Scotland trips. Do you know what, Morocco, some of the nicest people I've ever met were in Morocco. Everyone was just so sound. Obviously you're gonna get your dodgy characters wherever you go. But that's only the same if you walk around Bradford city centre. It is a bit dodgy. And do I get scared? No, I don't think so. Not so far anyway. Obviously something might happen one day, but we'll see. Does it ever bother you being from Bradford with Leeds right there? You almost won the hometown lottery. Haha. Just messing, mate. Keep killing it. Me and our lass never miss a video. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, mate. Thank you. And thank you for watching every week. I really appreciate that. Does it ever bother me being from Bradford with Leeds right there? Mate, come on. I know it might be controversial or whatever, but I'd rather live in Bradford any day of the week than Leeds. Next question. Hi Liam, I've loved your videos in the Alps and Morocco. What is your ultimate hike you want to do abroad or in the UK? I don't really have a specific hike that I'd love to do, but just areas that I want to go to. So I want to go to the Himalayas. I'd love to go to Alaska. I know that's a little bit broad, innit, and they're an absolute mission away, but it's achievable, so we'll have to see. Hi mate, have you always been into the outdoors, or was there someone who inspired you, or was there some sort of event in your life that drove you to get outside, etc.? Me and many ex-army veterans find the outdoors, whether it's a good hike to a summit or a wild camp, sorts a lot out. Liam, you're an absolute inspiration to all outdoors. Mate, thank you, Paul. Really appreciate that. No, mate, I wish I had a better answer for you. It is literally, like I said earlier, just my dad taking me out. I'd like to say I had some sort of deeper meaning to coming outdoors, that it helps me and helps me escape and that. But I just get out because I enjoy it, and I enjoy making videos for you lot. What's the best bit of advice for a complete novice looking into camping? Get the right kit, decide where you want to go, check it out, and just go do it. That's the only advice I can give. Just stay safe until you've got the appropriate equipment. Don't be doing anything too crazy in winter, mountain summit camps and that. Go on the hike first, have a look about while you're saving up for your equipment or whatever. See where you'd like to camp, message different people, asking for recommendations. Some of the Facebook groups can be a bit funny about people asking, where can I camp in the Lake District or whatever, or can anybody recommend any spots in Snowdonia? Some people are just arseholes out there and they get arsey. If you see any of my videos and you're thinking, oh, that looks good, I'd love to camp there for my first one, message me and I'll help you with that happily. I'd send you the route that I walked. I'd send you any information I have, like where to park or whatever. Or I'd even say, look, I probably wouldn't do that for your first one, but in a similar area, maybe go for this one. Maybe even put your tent up in your garden or whatever, just to get used to it. Not necessarily to sleep in, but just so you're used to putting it up and that. And yeah, just go for it, man, and enjoy yourself. Absolutely love the tune you used for the Tour de Beaufort videos. Will you be releasing it so that we can buy it? Buy it, eh? I wouldn't expect people to buy it, not a single tune anyway. One day I might compile all the beats and instrumentals up to a certain point and maybe, I don't know, release them for mega cheap or something, just like one big folder. I don't know, I'll have a think about it. Off topic a bit, but I know you're a big AC/DC fan. So what's some of the best gigs you've been to over the years, and what kind of music do you have blasting out on your long hikes to motivate you? So you might have seen that quite often I wear my headphones whilst I'm hiking. If I'm going somewhere any long distance, I'll definitely take them. I don't always take them on an overnight, and that is to listen to music. So best gigs that I've been to, well, I'll start with AC/DC, seen them this year. They were class. That's sort of been one of them. I know they're far from the best. I've not seen them in the prime, far from it. But when I seen that they were touring, I thought, I've listened to them most of my life. So I had to make sure I were there for that gig because I might not get another chance to see them. Oh, I wish I had a list on me or something because there's going to be some big hitters that I'm going to forget. So recently, I've seen Madness a couple of times, Metallica, Eminem twice. I've seen Oasis. I've seen the Gallagher Brothers solo a number of times. The Prodigy, seen Limp Bizkit. I've seen Stone Roses, Slipknot, Blink-182, Cypress Hill, Wu-Tang Clan, Snoop Dogg, Queens at Stone Age, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Libertines, Arctic Monkeys as well, I've seen them. So I've seen quite a few over the years, and there will be plenty that I've forgotten to mention. What's your favourite genre, and are you a good dancer? I'm into Northern Soul. So I can definitely say I'm not a good dancer. I don't really do much dancing, to be honest, to know whether I am or I aren't. And as you've probably heard with the list of bands that I've seen live, I'm into rock music. I love my hip hop as well, my old school hip hop. All this new stuff, shite. I guess that's the same with all modern music, absolutely shite. Or am I just getting old? But yeah, I'm partial to a bit of Northern Soul, man. Love that sort of stuff. I'm basically into my older music, so my favourite bands are bands like the Beatles, Pink Floyd, The Who, Black Sabbath, just sort of 60s, 70s, that's sort of my vibe. Liam bro, love the channel mate, lots of epic videos. Banter on camera, but how do you find the time to do all this? I bet your family are so proud of you, keep it up mate. Well, thank you for that. Finding time is just about making time. This video today is being filmed on Christmas Eve. So I would have probably loved to have just chilled out at home, nice warm fire, watching some Christmas films, eating a load of shite, and easily not done a video today. But I thought, do you know what? I want to do one more video to wrap up 2024 before having a fresh wild camping video for 2025. So I thought I'll get out, I'll finally box this Q&A video off. And sometimes you just need that bit of motivation to just crack on. And that's how you find the time. You make the time. It seems really windy out that way. So I'm going to explore these woods a little bit more. I know that I've not really shown you much of where I've been walking, but it's literally just trees. Woodland, trees, and little paths. Hi Liam, thank you for doing all your lovely walks. Would you be interested in walking the coast to coast walk? Once again, like a lot of these trails, that is on the list. Whether I do it next year, 2025 or not, I can't really answer that. Same again, you need a good couple week with that, so I'd have to book some time off work, but I know it'll certainly be the longest one that I'll have done so far. Big up mate, love the channel. Any advice for first time solo camping in the Peak District? So Peak District, I'd say head to Kinder Scout, probably is your best bet. Same again, if you've never been there, maybe go recce it first, go on a hike. I know some of the more popular spots in the Peak District like Bamford Edge, it's not unheard of for people to have been moved on from there, so pick your spot wisely. If you drop me a message, I'll give you a good spot and a good hike to do, which is quite a short hike, steady away, nothing too crazy, but you'll get some decent views. So yeah, just drop me a message man, anytime. The best place to message me, this is for anyone, is probably over on Instagram, @Bloke Outdoors. Drop me a DM on there. And if I don't get back to you, just write in one of my posts I've sent you a DM or something, because some of your messages go to the requests folder or to the spam folder, whatever it is, so I don't always get to see them straight away. Have you considered the Culling Ridge on the Isle of Skye? It's an absolute arse twitching route. I've not considered it because I've not seen it, but I'll have a look into it and see what the crack is. I do know, see what the crack is, you get it? Arse tickling, what did it say? Not tickling. Arse twitching, no arse tickling round here, son. I think first time I go up to Isle of Skye, it'll probably be when I do the Isle of Skye trail or whatever it's called, and just go up there and do that. But I will look into it, see if I'm capable of doing that. I'm sure I will be. What are your top 3 UK wild camping spots? Honestly, it just took me too long to think, to be honest. My favourite was probably the Ben Nevis Summit Camp in winter. Just the fact that you can go up there in summer, obviously there's snow, but it's a pure boulder field, massive rocks, but yet in winter, all that is well covered, and covered to the point that you can literally pitch a tent on there. Yeah, I'd say that one is probably my top wild camping spot that I've done anyway. How about a few more kit reviews? I know they are done to death on YouTube, but I think your unique take on things could be fun. So kit reviews, I try not to do them too often. I will incorporate them into videos, say like someone sends me a head torch or whatever, I'll be like, this is the head torch that I've been sent. But for like actual dedicated videos, I'll only really do them for big items. So say I buy a new tent, then maybe I'd do a review video on that tent. But for like smaller items, like, I don't know, if I get a new pair of gloves or whatever, I don't really want to do dedicated videos on them. Obviously, when I get stuff sent like an e-bike, that's usually because the company's approached me saying, listen, we like your channel, we've got this new e-bike, do you want to test it? Let us know what you think. So I'm like, yeah, send it over. And obviously in return, they will want some sort of review, whether that be a dedicated review video or incorporate it into a wild camp. Every time I put out sort of an e-bike video, whether that be a review or a camp, you then get more companies messaging you saying, can we send you an e-bike? Any plans to do a video around military surplus? There are some bargains and some shite to be found. Well, thank you for your question. But yeah, that is something I'd love to do, like an army surplus challenge, maybe give myself a little budget and then try buy a complete wild camping setup with that, take it out into woods or whatever. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea really, mate. So I'm going to add that to the list. Right, I think I'll get you down from up there. You've just been up a nice little tree, just for a bit of change of scenery and that. Sorry, a bit one-handed here, man. Whoa! Right, next question. Do you fancy wild camping the full length of Great Britain? Which way round would you do it? How much would it cost? Keep on inspiring. You get me out of the house whilst I'm stuck inside. I'm Leeds based, so it's good to see familiar spots. Well, I probably will do the full length of Britain, but it won't be anytime soon, like I said earlier. How much would it cost? Genuinely, I've got no idea. But yeah, thank you for your comment anyway, really appreciate it. Which DCF tent would you choose to buy if you don't have to pay shipping, import fees and taxes on top, and why? What features do you miss on your current trekking tent, and what would you change or improve? So DCF tent, I'm in no rush to buy any DCF tent. I am more than happy with my Bonfuss Duos 2P. And the features on it, yeah, I'm pleased with them. There's nothing that I can really think of off the top of my head that I'd really improve. If you could take anyone from history, alive or dead, on a hike with you, who would it be and why? Wow, that is probably the most difficult question so far. And I wish I'd have read that before I come out so I could help decide. So, honestly, I do not know how to answer that. Maybe Bob Marley. I've heard he likes his greenery. Yeah, it's just opened up a bit now, so hopefully the wind noise is still not too bad. So yeah, really sorry. I feel like that is a proper crap answer because I just can't decide. There's too many people I'd like to go on a camp with. I'm allowed to bring all of the Beatles together for a camp, dead and alive. If I can, then I'll choose them for, please, if that's all right. How do you find the time to go to these amazing places, edit the videos and keep a consistency for every Monday? Commendable effort all the time. Outstanding videos, awesome editing skills, you're a top bloke, mate. Keep it up and long may it continue. Wow, what a comment. There's some high praise there, mate. Yeah, I've pretty much answered all that in a previous question, so it's just about keeping motivated, cracking on, and having that get shit done attitude, staying positive, making the videos, making the best possible videos that I can. They're not always as good as I'd hope them to be, but as long as you're putting that effort in and cracking on and doing your best, what more can you do? And as far as finding time, same again, like I've already said, the fact that I only work 3 days a week now certainly helps. Although I did go a good 2 years making videos every week, whilst more or less working full time. Having recently moved from the Outer Hebrides to Australia, I wondered what other international plans you have or would like to do in the future. Only recently become a member and think your honest, genuine and funny videos make your channel one of the best. So I hope there's a lot more adventures planned. There's so many more adventures planned, but like I said earlier, I don't like to reveal the locations until they happen. Have you ever had a moment whilst camping when the weather has been so mental you've decided to pack up and go home? Thanks for all the epic outdoor content, sir. Thank you for your comments, sir. But no, I've never had to go home because of the weather. I'm not saying that'll never happen, but so far we've been all right. Any plans for multi-night winter camp? So I I'm stuck in a do loop. I do multi-day winter camps, as in like more than one night, but they're usually sort of filmed separately. So I might go up one mountain, do a camp, film it. The next day, go on another hike to another mountain, film it. So they're not actually a specific trail or anything, but I guess they are a multi-day hike. But if you're asking as in like, will I do a multi-day trail in the winter? Possibly. Have you ever been spooked out or got paranoid thinking someone or something is outside the tent? No, not really. I think the closest to that has been when there was deer outside my tent at Angle Town once, and it's the first time I'd ever heard them, like whatever they do, barking, screeching, and yeah, that made me think, whoa, what's that? That's on one of my videos, one of my earlier ones. But apart from that, nah, been sound. I love the music on all your videos. Me and my partner often jam out on the sofa to your awesome tunes. Keep up the videos, mate, you are awesome. We love coming on the adventures with you. Thank you. So not really a question, but I really appreciate that you love the videos. So like someone mentioned earlier, if I do decide to release like a folder of music, then that might be one you're wanting to look out for. So I'm going to leave that there for the YouTube comments. I'm going to head over to Instagram and I'm going to fire through these a little bit quicker because I know I've been rambling on for quite a long time and most of you have probably left by now. It'll just be the true OGs, the OGs to the channel. So big up yourself if you're still watching. So I'll fire through some of these. What do you want life to look like 5 years from now? So pretty much same as it is now, apart from I'd love to have a van fully kitted out, doing some proper van life adventures where I can literally live out of that van for 6 months at a time, 3 months at a time, whatever I want, go traveling around Europe. Basically, I just want more freedom than what I've got now. So in 5 years, I probably won't be at my current job. Maybe, we'll see how YouTube goes. Where's your favourite spot to wild camp in the UK? I've already said it, Ben Nevis Summit. Loving your YouTube channel, it definitely stands out. Where's your next adventure? I don't really like to reveal my adventures until they happen. Why stop the bud? Why stop the bud? So I was blazing weed for easily 10 years. And for a lot of those years, daily. So eventually it sort of takes its toll on you, and I certainly wouldn't have had the motivation to make these weekly videos back in them days when I had that mentality. Don't get me wrong, thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was for the best to just stop. Are you a Bradford City fan? I'm not a Bradford City fan, but I do like to see them doing well, although they're never doing well, if that makes sense. So I would like to see them do well. Would you like to give up work and go full-time to YouTube creator? Yep, and I will do that eventually. Can you do a cost breakdown of the Marrakesh trip? Not really on this video, mate, but if you drop me a message, I would happily let you know how much I paid for stuff. What's your favourite tent of all time and why? At the moment, I'd say it's got to be the Hilleberg Solo Black Label because I'm yet to find a tent that I trust with my life more than that. What do you do for work, Liam? How do you manage to work, content, travel? I've already answered all that. What was the solar panel you used on the trail? I'll put a link in the description and you'll find it in there because I can't remember the name of it. Will you try hiking a trail in the south, like the Southwest Coastal Path? Absolutely. I need to do more hikes in the south of UK, and that's going to be a little aim for this year. Like I said, I am going to get down to Dartmoor, check all that out. Devil's lettuce or shrooms? Although I don't do it anymore, devil's lettuce any day of the week. Would you do a camp with subscribers? I'm not sure, possibly. Bro, we need good bloke outdoor waterproof caps. Mate, next year I really need to up my game with the merch because I feel like I've been slacking. I know we've had a lot of people buying the woolly hats and stuff, but that is something I do want to expand on. Where's your next expedition? So like I said earlier, I don't like to reveal the locations of the next adventures and camps and all that stuff. Apart from, I do put them on Patreon sometimes. So say if I've got a big trip planned, like when I was going to France or when I was going to Morocco, I did tell people on Patreon. What do you wish you'd learned early on that would have helped you now? I just wish I'd have done everything I'm doing now earlier. So throughout my 20s and stuff, because I didn't climb a mountain till I was in my 30s. And I'm only 32 now. So although I am young still, I feel like I've got a bit of catching up to do in the outdoor world. What is unquestionably the best piece of kit you own or have owned? Hilleberg Solo Black Label. Best curry in Bradders. Now we're talking. The best curry in BFD, Bradford, I'd say is from a place called Spice Ranch, and it's a chicken karahi, chef special, garlic naan, poppadoms, chapatis, mint sauce, mango chutney, the works. I love that. Another food related question, what happened to the pot noodles? I don't know, mate. I've just probably not brought any for a while. I still love a good pot noodle though. Can't beat one. When will you next do a camping video in the lakes? Very soon. Sooner than you may think. Any tips for starting an outdoor YouTube channel? Love the vids. So I'd say just work hard, make what you want to make and make sure you're enjoying what you want to make and just be consistent. And that's all I can say really. Did you manage to sort your reduced hours out with work, pal? Certainly did. How many hours per week do you spend on making YouTube videos? That's hard to work out really. I can spend a solid 8 hours editing where I literally sit at my desk cracking on editing and I've still not even finished. So more than a day's work easily per video. Sometimes I do the odd 2 hours here and there where I'm chipping away. And you got to remember, say if I go to Lake District to film a video, it can take me 3 hours to get there. And then I've got to film all night, then the following morning, get back to the car, 3 hours to drive back. So before you know it, 2 days have gone just on filming one video. And then you've got to still do the editing, which depending on how long the video turns out to be, could be a couple of days worth of editing as well. So it can literally quite easily become a full-time job, even if you've already got a full-time job. Favourite mountain you have climbed? What mountain is on top of your bucket list? Love the videos. I don't really want to reveal any sort of mountains that are on my bucket list, but the favourite one I've done so far is Toubkal in Morocco. That really was sort of a surreal experience. You've got to imagine, right, 2 years ago, I've never climbed a mountain. Like I said, I'm not the most sort of confident person, as in like the thought of me just going to Africa and missioning up a mountain bigger than any mountain that I'd ever done 2 years ago, it wouldn't have even come into my head. There's no way I'd have done that. Would you ever walk and film Wainwright's Coast to Coast, mate? Yes, definitely. What are the best all-rounder hiking shoes? So I'd say the ones that I'm wearing right now. Can you see them? Let me just turn this camera around. Proper editing this. These are my trainers. They're filthy right now and wet. And they are Ultra Lone Peak 7s. Eventually I'm going to have to get the 8s because I'm struggling to buy the 7s now. This is my second pair, but now the 8s are out. There's becoming less and less 7s in the colours that I want anyway. Considering any Scottish Munros, I've done a few, but yeah, when I get to Scotland again, I'll probably do another couple if I can. How long does it typically take to edit a wildcamp video from start to upload? How long does it typically take to edit a wildcamp vid from start to YouTube upload? Every video is different, mate, and sometimes I seem to work faster than other times. So I'd say anything from a full day's editing to 2 or 3 days editing. Sometimes I've had a video on go for weeks where I've just sort of been chipping away at it, an hour or 2 here and there. Are the foldable solar chargers any good for backpacking? In this country, I'd say probably not. Obviously, if you're abroad and it's really nice weather and there's loads of sun, then they are better. It did serve me well when I was on the Tour de Beaufort, but majority of times it might be worth just carrying an extra power bank. Hope you're all well. Will you ever decide to do the Cullins Ridge? I think someone's already asked that. Is that the one on the Isle of Skye? I'm going to do a bit of research on it and then we'll see. Did all that scran in Morocco give you squits? F***ing hell. Did it give me squits? Mate, I nearly missed my flight in that airport, man. Honestly, I were in some trouble. That could have quite easily turned into an absolute disaster on that plane. If in the UK for the first time, which area for wild camping or trek would you recommend? Yeah, I'd say just head to one at national parks, whether that be Snowdonia in Wales, Lake District in England, or head up to the Scottish Islands. Do you ever dislike camping or anything to do with it at any point? Not really. Oh, I tell you what, that sun has just come out. I wish I'd have brought my shades now. Would love to know your full filming and editing kit rundown. I guess I'm going to save that for a future video if that's something people are interested in. When you planning this group assault on the 3 peaks, well down for it. Oh man, I got that many people saying, yeah, I want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it. It's like, I just don't know how to sort it out because I don't want to stop people from doing it. But then I also don't want to be taking a party of bloody 200 doing it because that would be carnage. So I'm going to have to look into it, maybe see who commented first and that, and then go through it from there. Lanshan 1, is it any good or go for the Lanshan 2? So I've got both of them and they're both good tents, but I'd definitely say go for the Lanshan 2. That little bit more weight, you get so much more room. I'd say it's just worth getting that one. Right, there's too many of these to answer, so I'm going to answer one more question and then I think I'm going to wrap it up here. So I just want to firstly give a big thank you to everyone that's watched the videos throughout 2024. And I hope you all have a cracking new year and hopefully you'll join me again next year. I really appreciate the support. Everyone that drops a like, drops a comment, shares it on their Instagram story and tags me in it, honestly. You're all legends. So the last question is your favourite tent the Bomfuss? And if not, why not? So thank you for your question, and same again, everyone else that's sent the questions in, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'd say the Bomfuss has certainly got to be up there. It's defo my favourite lightweight tent anyway, but I'd say my Hilleberg Solo Black Label just about edges it. However, I have just ordered my newest tent, which should be here any day now. It's the most I've ever spent on a tent, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. So make sure you click subscribe to stay up to date and you'll soon find out what that tent is. Right, I'm going to wrap this one up here and I'll see you all next year. Peace out in a bit.